I'm a young black man from the inner city running against Maxine Waters, and the people in our district and the people across the United States who've donated to my campaign believe I have an opportunity to win if I stick to who I am and I speak to people on a level that they can understand. And that's been our biggest thing, as well as, me being, kind of a businessman, and I'm a financial counselor, licensed financial counselor and estate planner. So I know a little bit about money, marketing, and being able to raise money and put things in certain places to maximize the rate of return on the investments that we make when it comes to, investing money.
Now, Maxine, I believe, is 80 years old.
82. She's had her 82nd birthday last week.
82 years old.
Yeah.
Why is she still running?
She's selfish, from my perspective. And I tell this to people all the time. If Maxine Waters wasn't selfish, she would have been training young men and women like myself and other people to be able to take different positions in Congress, the Senate, or even, local positions. But she has failed to do that. What she should have been doing instead of, along with, if she had gang intervention programs or any programs like that, what she should have been doing is creating some type of economic development and opportunities for us, because people get in gangs or sell drugs or do different things or hustle because we have no jobs, period. And our education, 77% high school graduation rate, 22% college graduation rate. People not graduating high school or college, what are they doing with their lives? Nothing, because nobody's going to hire you without a high school graduation diploma. Nobody's going to give you a job, really not a good job, without a college degree, so we stuck with what we got. No economic development, no trades. They took trades out of the schools, no STEM programs. Nipsey Hussle was trying to get STEM programs back into our communities, but, he got killed by somebody with no education as well. So this is where we're at. So whatever type of leadership she's been doing is ineffective.
Now, were you inspired by Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, AOC from New York, who ran against an incumbent, ran against a big name in New York, ran against someone that won over and over? Young girl comes out of nowhere and just completely annihilates this incumbent.
She's an idiot. And she didn't win by herself. The Young Turks actually picked her to win, funded her campaign, and did everything for her. So she didn't get out there and do anything on her own. She had the Young Turks behind her. She was just the face for someone else's movement. I'm not inspired by that. I like to be inspired by people who work hard. Like, I'm a Malcolm X fanatic. Malcolm X inspires me. I'm not a huge Dr. Martin Luther King fan, but his speeches inspire me. I like John F. Kennedy. He has a lot of swag. That inspires me. Barack Obama's, his speech inspires me. The way he has his black family, that inspires me. Him as a president, not so much. But
why you don't like Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez?
She's not smart.
I think she's makes some really strong points on the environment, social issues. What is it about her that and she's beloved by a lot of people?
Yeah, because she's young. She's a female. Everybody likes a young female. She's fairly pretty. Of course, she's going to get the popularity, but when it comes to actual brains, no. Even with her talking about the environment, that's not her talking. She don't know anything about the Green New Deal. She don't know it costs more than $80 trillion to get that thing passed. She doesn't know that the majority of the world runs on fossil fuels. Trying to switch from fossil fuels to green. Look at California right now. Half the state is burning because of this. Trying to go green thing. And so I think it's just...
So if you win this election and you go to D.C., you're eventually going to meet this woman.
Possibly.
You're going to end up shaking her hand at some point in the House of Representatives. What are you going to say to her?
I'm going to say, hey, how you doing? I can be cordial with anybody. I don't have to agree with her to be cordial. I don't have to agree with her on bills or anything of the sorts. I don't mind working with people on the opposite ends. I'm not a person who put political party over what's best for the people. If we can agree on something that's going to be beneficial for our communities, then yeah, absolutely, let's do it. But trying to convince me to, go green or this, that, and the other, it's not going to happen. I'm an oil man. We should have been fracking in California a long time ago, lower the cost of living out here.
But oil as a non-renewable energy source, at some point, we have to look at alternatives.
Absolutely. Going green, it's not that alternative source. I think from my perspective, being in the military, the Navy, nuclear would be a better option than trying to go green with everything. I mean, look at the amount of people who work in the oil industry. Even if you go green, right? We got green batteries. Green batteries need lead. Lead comes from drilling. You can never get away from it.
What is your position on defund the police? What does it mean to you? And is there some sort of middle ground here where we still can support the police, but use some of this money that local governments get for some of the social services?
That's a really good question, and that's a question I get asked on a regular basis. I'm not a defund the police guy. I would never say that. And if people think that defund the police means something different, then use the correct definitions. That's why we need better education. If you want to say, we need more social programs, then absolutely, let's get more social programs. The issue with the social programs is nobody used them. You know what I'm saying? So then you end up having all this money go into a program where nobody's taking advantage of, even though they asked for it, right? And then what happens when you have an unused budget? Either the budget goes away or fraud comes in and people start playing around with the money, it starts disappearing, right? So if you're going to ask for social programs, then people need to be coerced to use the programs or enticed or influenced to use these programs, all these social programs that they're asking for. If you ask somebody, well, what type of social programs do we need? You can't even get a straight answer.
Yeah, I got one for you.
What's that?
My kids all go to public school.
Mm-hmm.
The public schools don't teach musical instruments anymore. They don't have band. They don't have orchestra. They don't have wood shop and metal shop. When I was in public school in the late 80s, we had all of that, and that stimulated my brain so much.
Yeah.
I would say if we were going to divert some of this money from law enforcement, if they got $1 billion budget, we're going to skim off $100 million.
Yeah.
Let's put $100 million into middle school and high schools to have those programs that I just mentioned again.
See, that school budget is a totally different budget than the police budget. See, the issues that we have at LAUSD or any schools in California is no oversight over the unions. The money goes to the unions divvy the money out, which is why we're coming up with our own plan to overhaul our education program, which is going to include everything that you said. I think that's important. It's important to have trades. It's important to have arts. It's important to have an emphasis on career and college prep in high schools and junior high. So we're coming up with that program to be able to put that out as well.
How difficult is it to take, let's say, LAPD budget, which is city government budget, and divert some of that money to LAUSD, which is, that's like county, or is that state?
It's a state budget that comes from federal funds.
Okay. So it's a very, I guess, to the layperson like me, it's more complicated than just saying, let's just take this money that we're getting here and divert it over there. It's just not that simple, I guess.
No, it's a different budget. The money comes from different places. I think what we need is, especially in LA County.
Thanks for watching StreetTV.net. If you're not subscribed, please hit that button below and click the bell to receive alerts and notifications. Feel free to comment below so you can give us your feedback, and be sure to watch the 2 related episodes to the right. If you want to support this platform or follow us on social media, visit the links in the description, and thanks for watching StreetTV.net.